everyone. This is Dr. Dees. How are we all doing? Great. Good. Thank you for answering. Everybody, it looks like we have a little over 70 of you on the call, so I'm going to ask that you either mute or you can *6, which will mute you, and you guys all know this. You can unmute yourselves and also hit *6 again, and it will unmute you because we want this to be an interactive call. This is for you to be able to share your experiences, ask your questions, right? We want this to be informal so that we can all learn and grow from each other. This is a call about Sunrider, and we are only going to talk about Sunrider foods or food in general. I'm Dr. Karen Spencer Dees. I'm going to host it tonight, and my background is in the field of nutrition and biology, and also holistic nutrition. I have PhDs and masters and all of those educational backgrounds, but my claim to fame is being the mom of 4 and also having been with Sunrider over 20 years and loving these foods. So I wanted to start first and foremost by giving a little insight into Sunrider and why so many of us have been here for so long. And also that for me, as someone who has been professor, doctor, private practice, specialized in nutrition, I want you to know I look at a lot of companies and I look at a lot of products. My patients ask me to look at a lot of products, but I do it also because I'd like to see what's current in the industry. And I have to say, every year I'm always amazed and really grateful that Sunrider stays current with the times, but more than that, they are ahead. And these foods are living foods that are concentrated, and they are really designed so that when you eat and when you consume these or you use these on your skin, that they are immediately absorbable, digestible, and really for all of us, turn into either fuel or recovery, renewal, and what Sunrider is really known for, regeneration. And regeneration is really unique to Sunrider in that they actually have found that when you, and I've looked at this for years, that when you're able to consume enough of the right nutrients in a concentrated form, and your body is able to digest them and actually absorb them, your body, which is really the miracle, right, can actually do some pretty miraculous things, which means that it can convert it, right, to the recovery we need. It can transport it to the organs, the tissues, the bones, right, your muscles, your brain function, wherever it needs to go, so that the nutrients get where they are designed and where they're needed most. And what happens when you get enough of the right food in the right combination in a concentrated form and it's absorbed and digested, you get what we call regeneration, or to make new. I like to say it reverses the clock. It takes our bodies, our cells, right, and it allows for them to be fed in a way that most of us could never consume this quantity of nutrition. And we get the benefit of turning back the clock, right, so that we have a younger body. We have a healthier mind. We can go forward with a better quality of life. Our cells, our new cells that actually come in, our red blood cells, our white blood cells actually come in healthier. We are renewed. And so what you will find, and why so many of us, and a lot of people like me who are in the industry love this so much, is that Dr. Chen have found a way to actually take the best quality food, and they have found a way to concentrate it so that we do not have to eat 5 to 7 pounds of broccoli, right, every single day. Because I don't know about you, but I'd get a stomach ache, right? And I'd get bloated. And if you were my client or my patient and I said, oh, and by the way, you need to do that with every vegetable 5 to 7 times a day, you would all laugh at me and walk out. And the truth is, there's no way to digest that quantity of fibrous nature, but we all require that kind of nutrition. And Sunrider has found a way, as I've shared with you before, to take the best quality of food, as if I picked the best carrot out of the garden and spray dry the nutrition of 10 other carrots onto that one carrot and said to you, all you have to do is eat that one carrot, but you'll get the nutrition and the benefit of 10. And you ate it. And your body said, I can digest that, and I can absorb that. And now I have the nutrition of 10 of those, and I can do something miraculous with that. I can regenerate. I can repair myself. I can renew myself. And if we look at all the different types of vegetables, right, all the different types of fruits, all the amazing food-grade herbs, and we look at Sunrider in their brilliance, because they have education in this field. They are doctors in this field, and they were able to put together the right combination of and when I say that, I mean that honestly, the right combination of what looks like a salad to you and I, right? But it actually feeds your liver, or feeds your gallbladder, or feeds your digestive tract. But it's the right combination in that concentrated form, so you can absorb it. You have a wonderful opportunity to repair, renew, and regenerate, and literally transform your body, your mind, and your future. And I will say that I am always impressed how ahead of the times they have always been. I'm always impressed with the recovery, and I am forever grateful. So, Sunrider, for all of you, I hope that as you consume the powders, right, and the vials of liquid and the capsules, you will always remember they're concentrated. That's very important to remember. And also that it's not just a powder and it's not just a liquid, but it's a combination of a salad that's been concentrated. It just may look a little different. Okay? So when you have wonderful effects, and I want to start by saying this, when you have the wonderful effects of, I have so much energy, or I'm thinking clearer, or you say, oh my gosh, I'm urinating so much, or I have a slight headache. Understand, guys, when you put a lot of really good nutrition into the body, you're going to have what we call a yin and a yang, a balancing effect. Sometimes when you put amazing things into the body then has the opportunity to release the toxins that it no longer needs, right? The cells now are releasing, so sometimes you will find yourself in the bathroom, and sometimes you will find yourself, right, with a little bit of a headache. They go away. Okay? That's the cleansing effect. So just understand when we're looking at concentrated nutrition with Sunrider that there's a balance, and a little bit, everybody, goes a long way. So when you're going to ask me, how much do I begin with? You can always start with a smaller amount, see how you do, and then you can increase. Because this is all food, guys, you get to play with it as if you were at the salad bar, as if you were making your own salad. There's no worry, all right, at all. This is all about eating our way to better health. That's our goal, that's our mission, and that is our topic for this evening. Now, everybody has been emailing me this week about allergies. My goodness. I think all of you stepped into a portal of allergies. So we're going to cover some of the amazing Sunrider foods that actually help support your body's ability to overcome some of these allergies and these symptoms. I want to remind everybody that sometimes when you eat this way, it takes a little bit of time to regenerate. So the first few months, guys, when you're eating Sunrider, you may notice a few little energy boosts, or you may notice, oh, my eyes aren't as itchy, or my nose isn't as runny. I do not want you to look at this as your replacement for your medicine. We're talking food. We're looking at building blocks so that a year from now, 6 months from now, you no longer have to be in the same place you're in now. Versus, I'm going to use the Sunrider product in place of my Zyrtec or my Allegra, and I don't understand why it didn't work as well today. Okay? We're not talking about a replacement for your medicine. We're looking at your medicine as its place. All right? This is about building up that upper respiratory system, that endocrine system, the immune system, the systems that actually need to be stronger so that you have a stronger resilience, and that possibly, for a lot of you, you have amazing testimonies. Those allergies get better and aren't there years later. But I do want to talk about what we can do today when we're all in the throes of it. Okay? So we're going to start there. I'm going to cover a few things, and I'm going to ask those of you that have, and I know you do, and I will call you out if you do not jump in. Those of you that have amazing testimonies on your allergies, all right, to share. This is also, I want to remind you, for children. This is for all age brackets. When we're looking at fruits and vegetables, we don't have to worry about whether or not our kids can consume this. Absolutely, your kids can eat this. I raised mine. A lot of you have done the same. And we're always looking for healthy ways to get stronger and give ourselves, right, a brighter future. So I'm going to start. And I'm going to start from a different perspective. A lot of you like to say I use a back door. I'm going to start from a back door. And I'm going to cover 2 products that a lot of you forget about. And then I'll go into the products that actually nourish us from an internal perspective. And I'm going to give you some food ideas, all right, because I can offer that to you. The first, guys, is that you always have to remind yourselves that when we're looking at spring and when we're looking at the wonders of spring, we have to remind ourselves that we have to wash off the allergens daily, whether it's your children or it's yourselves. I'm going to encourage you to actually change your clothes. Do not sleep in, for a lot of you like myself who have a lot of kids at home, do not sleep in your sweatpants from that day. Do not garden outside, come in and spend the day in the same clothes and wonder why your nose is stuffy or your eyes are itchy. If you are someone that goes outside and you jog, you run, you play tennis, I'm going to ask that you remind yourself, change your clothes. Okay? Allergens live, right, on our clothes. So that's a little simple little tip. But the other piece is how important it is to actually use what is called Sunrider's liquid soap. Sunrider has 2 products. One is called a beauty bar, and one is called the Oil-In Liquid Soap. That's the product fact sheet that I am on. And I am right on the Sunrider website. I'm actually clicking on product fact sheet directly under liquid soap. I've learned, as I've answered a lot of your questions this week via email, that you do not use a lot of these products that actually clean your skin. And we know that one of the first indicators of allergies, I know it from my own children, is itchy skin, right? All of a sudden, those little, we all know this, those little bumps that appear. And you wonder, what are all those little bumps? Maybe you put your shorts on for the first time, although those of you in California, Florida, maybe you wear shorts all the time. The little itchy bumps, or you see patches of these little bumps on your thighs or on your arms, or maybe you have a lot of hives, and you suddenly notice, I have hives, or my child has hives, or maybe it's eczema, or it's something as simple, right, as my skin feels really different. It's a little drier. There are patches of dry skin. My eyes, I notice under my eyes, they seem darker, swollen, puffy, itchy. My nose is itchy. My lips are itchy. How about something that a lot of you forget about, which is when it comes to itchy eyes, that your lips can actually feel really itchy too. Or you notice canker sores. You notice, why do I suddenly have these? Some of you, actually, when I sent out a questionnaire to a lot of you, because I was surprised how many of you do not use this, actually told me about all the different beauty bars and soaps you use from a lot of different companies, because you thought they're actually better for allergies, because they say either allergen-free, or you've noticed that when you use them, you just aren't as irritated, but nothing gets better. So I want to remind everybody how important it is to constantly keep your skin pH balanced, which means that the oil, right? We know this, that the ratio in your skin, right, of water and oils are actually balanced. That when you are washing your skin, that you're not just scrubbing it to get off the allergens, but you're hydrating it and you're nourishing it so it's as healthy to you as your digestive tract is, because your skin is your largest organ. It's also your largest cleansing organ, which means anything that touches it goes directly into your bloodstream. And when your body wants to cleanse, right, we know it goes through your kidneys because you urinate, but it'll go through your skin. This is when springtime comes, this is the time that it's most important to pH your skin, your children's skin, everybody's skin, and keep it that way. And the best products we have, because all of Sunrider's skincare products are pH balanced, but it's the liquid soap that is, it's miraculous. I want to just read you from the product fact sheet. Sunrider states, cleanse, moisturize, and nourish your skin, right? Not just cleanse. Sunrider states, like no ordinary soap you've ever used, this liquid soap is pure liquid luxury in a bottle. And anyone who's ever used it knows you feel like you have your baby's skin again. Its rich formula works well with all skin types. That's why I love it. All skin types benefit, regardless of your skin type. Even dry or extra sensitive skin. And I learned a lot of you stayed away from this because you believe your skin is extra sensitive. And yet, if you read on the product fact sheet, you'll see that Sunrider is absolutely 100% in sync with you, and is telling you whether you have excessive dryness or sensitive skin, use the liquid soap. It gently will cleanse without compromising the natural pH mantle of your skin or stripping, which is critical, the protective lipid barrier. And one of the ways that allergies become more of an issue is if you're using skincare products that are actually stripping away your defenses, okay? And they're getting directly into your bloodstream, and they're irritating your skin and your children's skin. And I'm going to go a step further and say, and their scalp. It's enriched with soothing botanical emollients and other natural ingredients. It will moisturize while it cleanses, and it will leave your skin soft. It will leave it smooth. It will never dry it, and it won't chap it. And these two are critical, because it's dry. If it's drying it and if it's chapping it, it's not pH balanced. Anybody who's using any skincare product, or you're noticing your skin is dry and chapped, you need to switch. You need to switch. Use this at the sink. to read this to you. Two of the ingredients that I always find this fascinating. But one has to do with the aloe vera gel. And we all know from experience that aloe vera cools, right? Anyone who's ever had a sunburn or burned themselves knows what aloe vera does. And did you know that this has aloe vera gel in it? I'm positive most of you don't know this. The aloe vera is rich in vitamin C, in E, in beta carotene, all which gives a nourishing and anti-aging effect. Which is important anyway, because if it's aging you, it's not healing, is it? It is deteriorating. We want a regenerative effect. So if you're finding you're using products that are aging you, switch. The aloe vera gel also moisturizes without making it greasy. So anyone who has oily skin, and I know a lot of you do, and I know a lot of you have told me you're not using this because you have oily skin. The aloe vera gel in it helps to balance that. The other ingredient that I love has to do with the ginseng. There's a ginseng root that's in here, and I'm a lover of different versions of ginseng anyway that Sunrider has, but they've placed it in this product. And the studies have shown that this herb's effectiveness in fighting the appearance of wrinkles is phenomenal, but it's due to its ability to support skin-firming collagen. Collagen is all the rage. We know that. Many companies market their products because they believe that it supports collagen. Well, here you go. But more than that, when the wrinkles improve, you know that it, again, is regenerative. And we're looking for products that heal the skin because we need it to protect you, but also because we need it to allow it to be cleansed. And so when you have allergens and allergies, cleansing becomes important. The skin has to breathe. So I want you to use your skin and your children's skin as your kind of template for products that you're using and what it's like when you add these instead. And how easy it is to come in, take a shower, or just at the sink, wash your hands, right? For those of you that you can use this to wash your face. But I am telling you that some of the better products that are out there are aging products that dry the skin and aren't pH balanced and actually contribute to the allergies. The last thing that I love that Sunray writes is under the facts and questions, it says, why is this product superior to other soaps? And Sunray states something very clearly. It says many commercial soaps use synthetic ingredients and overpowering artificial ingredients. And they contain harsh ingredients that will strip the natural oil from the skin and will cause this excessive dryness. And it makes, and Sunrider states this, and that's why I'm bringing it up, and it makes the skin more susceptible to infections and irritations. Okay? That's why when we look at how we combat, and my topic tonight, how we combat allergies, right? We have to start first externally. Are we treating our largest organ and our largest cleansing organ properly? Are we using products that keep us from irritation and infection? Which we know, if you've ever had eczema, psoriasis, boils, dry patches, or things that are simple, right? Such as wrinkles that don't go away. Or you notice that, right, that your knees have those patches of dryness and whiteness. You're not either using enough of this product and you're not using it often enough. And more than that, you're not using this product. So my challenge to you before we go into what we do internally, to make sure you're taking care of yourselves externally, because your skin is a product of your environment. All right? The second is that I want to remind everybody about a product. Again, when I ask this, few are using. Again, I'm reminding you and hoping that the reminder will encourage you to either try it or purchase it again. And it's another product that a lot of you will say, I didn't know you were going to say that. And that is Sunrider's Herbal Deodorant. If we look at the skin and we're looking at allergens, and we're looking at our environment and what contributes to inflammation, to infection, to irritation, we have to always look at what we're using under our arms that act, because I know we use deodorants, right? Even if we're using an herbal deodorant, but we're using it either for odor or we're using it for perspiration. And I want to remind you of two things. One, we need the body to perspire because we need the body to actually eliminate the toxins. But the other piece is that you have what will feel like bumps, but they're lymph nodes under your arms. Those lymph nodes, right, are part of your immune system. And it's also part of your respiratory system. They're reactive, or even your endocrine system. If you put anything under your arms that clogs them, you will feel what we call swollen lymph nodes that actually can permeate and create infection, illness, disease within the body. And anyone who's ever had or been exposed, right, to whether it's an autoimmune condition or you've had breast cancer, you know that you're told not to use certain products, right? Especially from a deodorant. Sunrider has a product that actually not only will help so that your body can continue to breathe, but also will keep inflammation away. It won't clog your pores. It will keep the perspiration at bay and down. But more than that, again, we're talking about allergies and allergens. And we want to make sure that, because when we're out and about, a lot of times those allergens collect directly under our arms where we sweat the most. And Sunrider writes that you need to stay protected all day without the heavy metals and chemicals used in deodorant. This product has no heavy metals and no chemicals to clog those lymph nodes. Therefore, it's another really important product for all of you who have allergies, but honestly, for everybody. It's not messy. It's got lemon oil that's in it, so it's a really lovely, clean scent. It has baking soda in it, so it neutralizes the odor. And here's the key. It balances the pH. And when the pH is balanced, then we keep all, right? You know this. We keep the health of those lymph nodes. We keep the health of the skin, and we keep the health of your immune system healthy. And those are two products, guys, that for everybody that suffers with allergies, use them. But everybody needs these. All right? If I'm a little passionate, it's really because I'm always amazed that we have products that a lot of times we don't know about or we don't realize the benefit. Okay? Now, to switch into some of these allergy amazing how to help build your body internally. 1, Conco. C-O-N-C-O. All right? As I've said to you before, my old Latin tells me Conco. Con, with cold. Think about Conco as building up that upper respiratory system so that it's stronger than the allergens you're breathing in. And as I've always said before, and I will preface this by saying, I believe that the quinary, Conco is part of the quinary. You need to all consume quinary and then add extra Conco to beef up this one system. Sunrider writes, breathe easy, right? That's the key. It helps bring your respiratory system into balance. It also helps, you'll notice that it'll help promote other systems, digestion and circulation. But the key here is it helps you to breathe easier. And when we're dealing with allergies and allergens, the first area that gets all stopped up is our nose. Anyone who's ever had asthma knows what it's like when it's hard to breathe. So Conco helps to build that system so that you breathe easier, that we're building it up so that hopefully things like asthma, upper respiratory distress start to improve. Our ultimate goal is that we're feeding that system so it gets stronger every day. Because it's food, you can eat and as much as you want. You can open up the capsules, make it into a tea. You can swallow the capsules every day. For those that have minor allergies, you can use a few every day. Preventatively, for those of you that struggle with it, I would absolutely encourage you to eat a bunch of these a couple times a day. I would make it into a tea. I would absolutely positively add it to my quinary. So I love to take my quinary powder, which is a combination, guys, of 50 vegetables, right? We know this feeds digestion, circulation, endocrine, immune, and respiratory. And then I open up some of the Conco capsules and I pour them into my quinary powder and I add some warm water. And I love that as a tea. But you can absolutely just swallow these. It's perfectly fine. The goal, remember, feed our system so it's stronger. We're not looking to replace the immediate effect of Zyrtec, right? We're looking to build the system so our allergies improve. I am a believer, having been in this industry a long time, that hormones play a very big role in a lot of allergies. So I will tell you one of my own little tips is that I have seen some wonderful results from adding extra Primeagen and Conco. And for those of you that have allergies, along with your quinary. But the combination of building the endocrine system stronger with the upper respiratory seems to have a wonderful effect on the allergies. All right? The second, guys, is something that I love. And Dr. Stephen Smith and I used to talk a lot about this product coming into spring, and that was dandelion roots. This is a product some of you have used, but as I learned this week, many don't even know about it. So I want to remind you that this is under Sunrider's single herbs, and it's called dandelion root. And a lot of you have said, I'm allergic to dandelions, so I don't want to take dandelion root. This is different, okay? So I want to just have you listen. Remember, this is food grade, and Sunrider states that this is a time-tested tonic. It provides multiple benefits, including supporting healthy digestion. Here, and I always love to say this to you, listen to all these other benefits, not just upper respiratory, but includes healthy digestion, helps to relieve pain, reduces inflammation. And I want you to always remember, especially going into spring, it's those sinus cavities that become inflamed. This helps to reduce that inflammation and prevent it. So a little bit every day over the course of the season, and reminding you, a lot of you have seasonal allergies, not just in spring, but this is a wonderful time to begin dandelion and then continue it, right, through the summer and the fall. Reduces inflammation, and it protects your liver. And a lot of you have asked me about a product to protect your liver. Here you go. Our super concentrated formula provides a therapeutic dose of iron, fiber, flavonoids, and other essential fatty acids and phytonutrients. It's wonderful for your overall health. One of the keys that I find interesting is that if you look at the ingredient highlights, on the dandelion root, you will see that Sunrider states something that I love. Although it has a reputation as a pesky weed, the flowering plant, right? A different part of it. This flowering plant has a long history of therapeutic use. Dandelion root contains essential fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals to support your overall health. This nutrient-rich plant is also full of potent antioxidants. Antioxidants strengthen you, which are molecules that help neutralize or prevent the negative effects of free radicals, the things we breathe in like allergens that our bodies don't know what to do with, all right? So this product neutralizes the effect of those allergens, the free radicals your body's breathing in. Dandelion root as a side benefit is a rich source of iron. So it's a wonderful component of your hemoglobin, meaning that it helps to carry oxygen to all the tissues and the organs in your blood. That's a side benefit, which is wonderful. But the key line here, guys, is that it neutralizes or prevents the negative effect of the free radical or what you're breathing in, taking in your body. And that's why it's so spectacular with the allergies. And the other benefit is that it will help shrink that inflammation. So this is a good time to start daily using this. And for everybody who wants to also protect their liver, for everybody that needs the extra iron, this is a wonderful product. All right? So this isn't about the dandelion that's in your yard. All right, the last product that I'm going to cover, and then I'm going to ask for all of your amazing testimonies, is ElectroSport. Because what you'll find is as spring comes and you're all outside more, or the allergens, right, you're breathing them all in, a lot of you find that you're depleted and you get confused. What did I lose? Am I dehydrated? I'm perspiring more. I'm more active, but I'm sneezing more. I'm coughing more. I'm blowing my nose more. I have more mucus. One of the products that can actually help to rebalance the body, and you'll notice you start to feel better, is ElectroSport. ElectroSport is not just used when you go take a run and you're perspiring because you just jogged 5 miles. It's used just because you've been outside and you've been active and you've breathed in a lot of these allergens. And so what you'll find Sunrider, which again is amazing, has created is an electrolyte replacement drink that has 10 of the most important minerals in one vial. It's not just like a Gatorade, which has 3, right? Sodium, maybe you'll see products that'll have things like sodium, potassium, sugars. This has no sugar. This has the 10 most important electrolytes in it, or the minerals in it. And you'll notice that when you replenish the body, because it's lost minerals, or it's lost its electrolytes, because you've been sneezing all night, because you've been stuffy, because you're perspiring, because you're out and about gardening, you are noticing that you are more active, but you just are noticing symptomatically, my heart's racing. I notice that I'm having more headaches. I notice that I'm not feeling my best. I feel fatigued. I want you to add ElectroSport. This makes all the difference when we're talking about allergies, and a lot of you forget about this. All right? It'll allow the body to rebalance itself. This isn't about cleansing. This is about balancing those electrolytes again so that you feel less fatigued. You'll feel more energized. You'll notice your head is clearer. The fog lifts. You're not as congested. One of the ingredients that's very important in here that you'll notice is the selenium. And this is under their ingredient highlight. And it'll state that selenium, this important mineral, supports antioxidant activity that defends against free radical damage. Those things, again, we breathe in that are harming us. All right? So this supports against that free radical damage and inflammation. I think a lot of you think we use certain products just because I took a run or I went and played a sport, versus, wow, I didn't know this would help with some of that damage that maybe I'm breathing in, or just I'm inflamed, and it will support your immune system. So I want you to see that there's a lot of side benefits that can give you an amazing season coming up that you may not know that we actually have. So I want you to use these products regularly instead of only if you're exercising, okay? And then the last thing I want to share with you, and I'll send it over, I'll post it on the Dr. Dees site if you want, but a newsletter, I do a lot of newsletters, but a newsletter that I had sent out when it came to allergies, and I'll send it over to Mac also. But I want to just read you 3 things that I think are fun and interesting when it comes to spring. One has to do with adding lemons and limes into your daily regimen, or at least weekly. And the information is always fascinating that these, what seem like sour fruits, but are actually pH balanced, stimulate the release of enzymes. And they help to convert the toxins in your body, but the toxins into a water-soluble form that the body can release easier. And so when we add lemons and limes, it helps cleanse your liver. You know that? Cleanses your liver. And it allows for the body to just kind of detoxify a little easier from all those allergens you're breathing in. So I love to add lemon or lime to my Fortune Delight. I love that all the time. Sometimes I love to add the lime to Evergreen. But you can add lemons and limes, right, to your Cali, to your Fortune, to your Evergreen. But adding them will help to cleanse your liver, okay, and make your body a little easier to detoxify. The second is a funny one, which is adding something like berries and sweet fruits that a lot of you have said to me, I don't know that I use a lot of berries. I'm always surprised by this. I like other fruits, and you stick to the fruits you like. Some of you are diehard berry fans, but not all of you. So I want to remind you how interesting this is, that berries, especially spring berries that start to appear right now, have a lot more fiber than you know in them. And these fruits that contain a lot of fiber, you will find actually help with what we call pectin. And that's the same pectin that's around your vitadophilus. But this pectin will help in your intestines, act like a broom, and help just as the lemons and the limes are helping with your liver, with the allergens. The berries, guys, believe it or not, help digestively like a broom. They clean out the toxins. And so when you add some of these berries, which we know have antioxidants, to your smoothie, or you just add them daily, you will find that the allergens that you're taking in, or that for those of you that have digestive allergies, where you find yourself having more candida, more digestive imbalances during the spring, believe it or not, guys, just adding a cup of berries a day can make all the difference. And when you add, I love to take my vitadophilus and I sprinkle it over a little bowl of berries. And that is one of my allergen formulas. I love that fiber combination because I, like a lot of you, right, know what candida can feel like, or spring allergens, and we want our digestive tract also to be cleansed. So as you are, and one of you just emailed and said, how about breaking up a sun bar and sprinkling it like granola over the berries with the vitadophilus and eating that? How delicious. But again, reminding you that food also is important as we're eating our Sunrider food, we also want to make sure that our table food kind of goes hand in hand, especially during the spring. And then the last one, guys, that I want to remind you of when it comes to allergens has to do with making sure you use, and you can take a look at Sunrider's website, your fruit and vegetable rinse. Because all your fruits and vegetables and everything that you're buying, because it's seasonal, a lot of these, whether you're using organic or not, we know have allergens that linger on them. And so many of you think that when you eat the berries or you eat the apple and your lips, right, start to swell, or your tongue gets itchy, you think you're allergic to the fruit versus either the pesticide or the allergen that was just laying on it. When you use the Sunrider fruit and vegetable rinse and you wash the lemons, the limes, your fruits, whatever it is that you have your produce, and then eat them, you will notice you'll get the benefit of the nutrition from your fruits and vegetables, and you won't have the allergic response. Okay? With all that said, guys, I hope it was a little helpful. I want to hear from you. Someone share. What do you use with Sunrider that has helped you with your allergies? Hi, Karen. This is Judy. Hi, Judy. How are you?
Hey there.
Good. Judy, jump in.
Okay, I wanted to share a customer that I had years ago that I thought was a unique experience. She had the severe allergies, lung trouble, that every December she would be hospitalized because of getting a lung congestion, pneumonia, something. But so she started on Sunrider and improved her overall health to a degree, although her diet could have been better, but she still got results. But her son played baseball and she could never go watch him because of the field, the dust, the dirt. And so she had such a fear that she'd be hospitalized if she did. So I had her try putting Primegan under her tongue. And she could actually sit through a whole game. Of course, it begins to dissolve. You have to take a quart bottle of your Fortune Delight or water to swallow it, and then maybe another one, depending on how long at the time. And I didn't really know it would work, but I took the idea from Dr. Dean Black when he first met Dr. Chen and had the allergies. But
the strawberries.
Yes, and so that helped her get through that time. And since then, I've used it several times as a suggestion, and it seems on many people it helps with the watering eyes. It has a particular effect on that. So
Wow. Wow. Wait, I just want to stop you for a second, Judy. So was that just Primegan, or was it the Primegan and Liquid 5? What was that?
It was just Primegan when the person was actually experiencing it, acute allergic reaction.
And put the food right under her tongue.
Just the capsule.
Wow.
Right under her tongue. But not everyone I've tried it with the watering eyes and allergies is on the full-fledged Sunrider product. But this customer was using the basics. But it just, she hadn't used it for several years, it's probably a year or so, and she wasn't strong enough to be on the field. So anyway, I just wanted to offer that tip because
it's a great tip. It's a wonderful tip, and I'm going to add to that and say that, and I love the way that and again, this is the key, because it's food, you can actually play with it, right? You can try it. It helps, it doesn't help, but there's no worry, right? So you get to have this, right? That's the beauty of this. And I will share with you that we had a friend who was severely allergic, the dogs and the cats, and came to one of our homes one day many years ago, and we had a kitten, and his eyes started watering and itching and all that, and he was not using any Sunrider, but was willing just to try, and because he was so caught off guard and shocked that he had such an allergic reaction so quickly. And so he drank a Liquid 5, which is the quinine, and we opened up 2 Prime again, just like you. He put 2 Prime again in his mouth. And he said he was shocked because he was able to stay in our home for a few hours and his eyes weren't bothering him. His nose wasn't itching any longer. And it's actually what led them to begin to eat the Sunrider foods. And I always want to remind everyone, it's not about curing. It's about feeding systems to see if the food, right, can actually help at that moment. But in some of these heightened moments, it's amazing when you have these experiences. And yes, to the person that just said, absolutely, use Sunbreeze. It opens up your sinuses. So thanks, Judy. That's exciting. Rich, I know you were trying to jump in.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button and I didn't hear her talk, so I apologize.
Yes. Hey, Rich.
Yeah, when you introduced us to Sunrider, I had allergies to virtually everything on the planet. Anything that grew, chemical things such as paints, animals, any kind of animal with any type of fur, raw fruits, raw vegetables, couldn't eat them. And even though I took every known allergy remedy on the market, including prednisone and shots and over-the-counter medication and ointment for my eyes to reduce the itching and the swelling, I still had all the allergies. And after a while, and it took me, I don't know, maybe a year or so, because I had such severe allergies, they were gone, totally. To this point where I eat anything I want. Of course, I clean everything with fruit and vegetable rinse. Dogs and cats don't bother me. We go to my sister-in-law's, who at one point had 2 dogs and 3 cats. And if per chance I would come home and my eyes felt a little itchy, I would take a couple of Primeagen and some Conco, and within a matter of minutes, the itching would go away. But in general, the full NBC program is what we started with 30-some years ago. Consistently doing that program every day, 2-3 times a day, the body just built itself up to where I am today, where virtually nothing, house paint, it all bothered me, and now none of it does. But again, it was being consistent and giving it time to let the body do what the body had to do.
Wow. I mean, you are an amazing testimony, amazing, because your allergies were extreme. And Richard is correct, that concept, the Sunrider's foundational concept, and what Judy said also of the NBC Nourish, Balance, and Cleanse program, and consuming enough of it every single day allowed for his system to build itself up stronger. And as we started with, renew itself, rebuild itself, and in a sense, make new, regenerate. And although we are never, ever going to talk about cures, we get to talk about regeneration as to make new. And so for Richard to be able to go outside and mow the lawn, or for him to be able to eat a piece of fruit, or to be able to paint, right, the house, these are huge moments. And again, it shows what the body's capable of when you are able to consume enough nutrition in a way that's absorbable, digestible, and then the body can use it, right, to really rebuild itself. And that is exactly why we all use and consume these Sunrider foods. And I hope you'll take that to heart, that he ate it enough every day, and he ate it for a long period of time, right? It wasn't instant, and yet there are some amazing moments where we can use these foods and help us get through some of these crises. Again, this in no way takes the place for all of you who are using allergy medication. You get to keep using it. Our goal is that your body gets strong enough to maybe you don't eat as much, or maybe you don't need it. I think that's what we'd all hope for. And I want to remind all of you, please look and use the skincare line, because you want to make sure that not only are you feeding and nourishing internal, but also external. All right, now, Donna or Marlene, would you guys talk about any of the other calls that are coming up tonight? And I want to thank everyone for participating and being on the call tonight.
Karen, before they jump on, what I wanted to add was that it's given me a feeling of freedom.
Oh.
Because now I can go out and I can enjoy myself. And, before it was like, well, yeah, everybody's doing this and I can't go out and do it. So it's not just not having allergies, but it's giving people the freedom and the ability to literally enjoy their life again. And that was critical for me.
I couldn't think of anything more wonderful to hear. So that's beautiful.
Thank you for introducing it to us.
You're very welcome. And I'm grateful you just shared that. That's amazing. It's amazing. It gives the rest of us a lot of hope. A lot of hope. All right, Donna, Mar.
Okay, it's Marlene. So wonderful. Thank you again, Karen. Fantastic call. I know it's going to be so helpful for so many people. So right after our call here is Bob and Donna's Rising Stars support team call, and you can find that information on the Rising Stars Facebook page. They'll give you a link or a phone number to call. And then right after that call, it's the Sunrider Cooper call, and it is the monthly win call. And they're going to be talking about our next virtual challenge. They're going to review the new preferred customer program and share tips on using sample packs and selling systems to grow your business. So that information is also, I believe, on the Rising Stars if you did not get the email.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for being a part of tonight. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.